So let's go sequentially. Let's start with this big question, right? The creation of a coalition as a party of party. Yeah. The courts have consistently had this question about, what a coalition looks like as a party and what then after elections, can get some funds from this coalition of parties and that sort of thing. Let's start from there. Is this a problem to be solved at this stage, or you still think we should not be going about this?
James, let me raise two issues first, because I feel like Professor Ojienda has moved into the substance.
Yes.
And so have you. Our own view really is that these two bills, we consider it one bill, so to speak. It suffers, number one, from a problem of procedure or process. And by process here, we mean this false urgency and this false necessity that I alluded to early. All right? Why is the country being made to believe that, in fact, there is such a serious need to amend these statutes?
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And if, in fact, there is a need, okay, look at the timelines for these bills, all right? This bill was published on the 21st of November, all right? The second reading, it was brought before the House already barely a month after its publication, for the second reading and for adoption, all right, in the third reading. The bill has hardly gone through the proper process of public participation. It has been hurried through. We look at these two bills from a procedural standpoint, and they raise the same concerns that we raised in relation to BBI, okay? Why is the public not being consulted? Why are political parties that are the most critical stakeholder in this process not part and parcel of these conversations?
Okay.
You saw what happened in JLAC when the speaker, after the deferral of the debates, asked members to submit their amendments to JLAC. What then happened was that a lot of those amendments were not considered. They were thrown out by JLAC for lack of public participation. All right? So the very arguments that are being raised at JLAC to push out certain proposed amendments are the very arguments that should be raised in relation to the entire bill, so to speak.
Right. So that's
and so there is a there are process questions here.
Yes.
One of the substantive issues, of course, we have problems with the substance.
Okay.
And this issue of coalitions, all right? We've had coalitions in our country, and I agree with Professor Ojienda that that we've had coalitions that are basically they're loose associations, they're conglomerations of parties for purposes of taking a stab,
right?
Of taking a stab at power, which is as it should be. The current framework recognizes coalitions, okay? It recognizes, or it calls for coalition agreements. Professor Ojienda has raised the issue of compliance with
honesty in
and
politics.
Honesty in politics,
yes.
All right? But
what's the problem with that?
No, we don't have a problem. The problem we have is the transformation of what is a coalition, okay, and calling it a party. When the definition of a political party is already ingrained within the Constitution. Article 206 provides very clearly that a party is an association, within the meaning of Part 3 of Chapter 6, all right?
Yeah.
And when you look at Chapter 6, it has criteria regarding what a political party is, all right? It has to have a national character. It has to have a democratic, organ of management. All those attributes of a political party, you cannot possibly have them in the context of a coalition.